Okay, so today's my fourth reaction video. I do not know what this is, but to act.
You want
this is
to know the easiest way to become a VTuber? The answer is simple. The Irian app.
I appreciate you taking me on this trip. Of course, that's what big brothers do. I just wish there wasn't so much damn snow. I drove up the winding Swiss Alp mountain road and started to get nervous as I glanced to the right and saw a steep drop-off without a guard railing. The hair stood up on my arms as I tried my best to go slow and controlled up this wet, slippery road. Snow had covered all of the asphalt, and I could feel my tires unable to grip onto anything solid. My GPS died an hour ago, and I was guessing as to where our hotel was. Are we getting close? I'm getting hungry. I had no idea that 10-year-olds ate this much. Yeah, we should be there soon. Our hotel should be up here on the left. I quietly panicked, totally unsure. I drove about another 50 feet, went around a curve and felt the wheel shake. I gripped tighter. Whoa, the car's doing something weird. The front end started to move right, then left, then right. Snow was smacking down onto the windshield, and I couldn't see more than 2 feet in front of me. My worst nightmare happened as I lost control of the car. It slid, twisted, and turned. Crap. Oh my god. Hold on. What's happening? I gently pumped the brakes, but that didn't slow us down. Terror coursed through me because we were right on the edge of the cliff and were skating along it. Then I saw a huge tree right in front of us. Put my arm across Carly and desperately tried to
this
swerve
is not a
away from the
hotel
tree,
anymore.
but we slammed into it.
How is this a hotel? This is a hospital
My
at this point.
skyrocketed. Smoke seeped out from under the hood, and I immediately checked on Carly. You okay? Are you hurt anywhere? I bumped my head, but I think I'm okay. I checked myself over, and I was fine. Carly giggled. That kind of reminded me of when Dad used to drive. He was such a bad driver.
He's not your
I
dad?
felt relieved we were alive and
So?
laughed along with
So
him.
did you
Yeah,
kidnap
so
this
was
kid?
Mom. Remember how we used to take bets to see who ran a red light first? Yeah, she looked away and was gripped by sadness. I know you miss them, pal. I do too. But remember what we talked about? Yes. Dad's the angel on your shoulder. Mom's the angel on mine. And some nights they switch off. Exactly. And they're with us right now at this very moment.
I know this is emotional right now, but I have to keep changing my camera, and I'm not even looking at this.
I checked
It's
my
over
phone
here.
again and saw no
I'm
reception.
having to look
Snow
like
started
straight
pouring
down the middle.
even worse and covered the windows. I started panicking from feeling trapped and alone in the wilderness. My terror only grew when I thought of how long we could stay in the car without freezing to death. Not totally sure just yet.
Wait,
I thought to myself, don't let Carly see.
Okay. So what are you talking about? Just open the door. You will not freeze it. Hold on. Let me just rewind so you guys saw what I did.
My terror only grew when I thought of how long we could stay in the car without freezing to death.
See that?
What are we gonna...
So just open the door. Just open the door. Just my bad. Just open the door.
do? I'm thinking on it. Not totally sure just yet. I thought to myself, don't let Carly see that you're afraid. Headlights flashed behind us, and I jolted up. Wait here. I hopped out and quickly started waving my hand.
I could see you could just open the door.
Hey, we need help. Snow engulfed me, and the bitter cold air filled my lungs, shocking my system. The truck slowed down, and a man rolled down his window. What happened? I lost control around the curve. The car's totaled after hitting that tree. Can you give us a ride? Sure. It's pretty lucky I saw you because there's a major snowstorm coming in. I was seriously relieved and signaled to Carly. I grabbed our bags and got into the truck. My name's Trevor. This is Carly. I'm Peter. I can take you to my family's motel. It's just a few miles up the street from here. Peter had long, greasy hair and a tattoo of an old Celtic sword on his wrist, which was unnerving. We drove up the mountain road and pulled into what looked like an old Victorian Gothic mansion with a freaky-looking stone gargoyle perched in the front.
Wait. This might be good. This might be good. Goth mommy receptionist. Come on, guys. Come on, I'm cooking. Cooking with this one, guys. Like, right? Right, guys? I'm cooking.
Then saw a huge entrance with an old, broken, flickering chandelier and boarded up windows with graffiti of ancient symbols sprayed on random walls. The place was empty. Peter dropped our bags down. Welcome. Can we call a cab to pick us up and take us to our hotel? There's no reception and you can't leave because of the storm. You have no choice but to stay here. I was disappointed because he was right. He went around to the back of the front desk and opened up a book. Would you like the penthouse suite or just a regular room? A regular room is fine. I noticed a family family tree of several pictures behind him on the wall that
Yo,
showed
these
6
are all
brothers.
just the
Peter was the
same
oldest,
guy.
and the matriarch of the family was an intense-looking red-haired woman above everyone else. That'll be $100 for the night. I paid him, got a key, and we headed up to our room. The room was covered in dust and cobwebs and had a foul smell. I looked at the bed and heard a strange sound, as if something was rubbing on cloth. What is that sound? I don't know. We both walked around the room listening for where it was coming from. The sounds transformed into a high-pitched squeaking sound, and I noticed that it was coming from the bed.
So
I kneeled down, looked underneath it, and saw nothing but filth and dust balls below. Then, as I lifted my head and got closer to the actual mattress, I saw what looked like different shapes underneath the bed sheets, slightly moving on their own. What the hell? Carly saw it as well, got scared and moved away.
What?
That's okay. Just stay over there. What in the hell could possibly be
What do you
underneath
mean
the sheet?
that's just
I put my
okay,
hand
pal?
down on top of the sheet and felt several things moving and hissing
Is it a
below
cat?
it.
Is it a
brushed
dog?
and
Is it
tickled
a
my
human
palm, giving me
being?
the creeps. It feels like some kind of animal or something. I was terrified to uncover whatever was moving, but I would have to do it at some point if we wanted to sleep. I slowly
Just
gripped
sleep
onto the
on
edge
it,
of the
gang. I
bedspread,
wouldn't
cringed out
open
of
it if
fear
I
with what
didn't
might
have
be
my
underneath it,
BB gun.
and ripped off the top sheet. Then
Oh
I
my
immediately felt
fucking
3
God.
flying cockroaches leap onto my forearm, my stomach,
Flying
and my neck. I
cockroaches?
twisted and batted the bugs off of me.
Is that you? So, flying cockroaches do not exist unless, I don't know what time comes out.
Batted the bugs off of me, looked down at the top of the mattress, and saw that it was covered in hundreds of grotesque-looking, multi-shaped bed bugs and roaches. Carly gasped. Leaving right now, I jumped with fright when I heard a loud knock at our door. I opened it, and the younger, rat-looking brother with no teeth was...
Hold up, I can help that, I can help you. I can help that. This is not gonna be mean, guys. My beautiful old skills is showing. It's not the beautiful, hold up. Let me just crank it up. There we go. Mawa! Masterpiece. Hold up. Let me zoom out so I can see my beautiful masterpiece. Golly gee.
Standing there. Hi, we haven't met yet. My name's Charlie. I'm the nice brother. He saw the gross display of bed bugs behind us and stopped cold. Hold on,
hey,
please.
yo! Look at you, Dan. I got some sweet tea or something.
He went down the hallway, went into a closet, grabbed a flamethrower, walked in, and set the entire bed on flames. He scorched every living creepy crawly there was. The smell of burnt, charred bugs was overwhelming. There you go, all better. We want another room. Now, that's very understandable. Follow me, please. I was getting more and more nervous because we were trapped, and I could tell that Carly was genuinely afraid of these guys. We walked out into the hallway and followed him towards a room at the very end of the floor. He unlocked it, and we followed him in. It looked like a large storage room that had a lot of old furniture in it. Why are you showing us this room? Because it's our nicest accommodations. Just follow me. We walked into the room, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw him grab a metal pipe and swing it at my head. I barely moved out of the way, but still took a hard shot to the side of my head. I stumbled back to the ground and heard Carly scream. I saw stars, and the room started spinning. Then I saw him grab Carly, lift her over his shoulder, and run away. I tried to go after him, but stumbled and face-planted into the hardwood floor. I was in and out of consciousness. Then I heard the door we came in get shut and locked. I rubbed my eyes, shook off the cloudiness, and gathered myself. I stood up and rushed to the door in a panic. Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? No response. I viciously banged on the door, but it was bolted locked from the outside. I felt a deep fear that they were going to harm Carly, and I was helpless to stop them. My hands trembled as I searched around the room for anything I could use as a weapon. I found a fire extinguisher.
So that's not what you call it. You call it a fire thing
And started smashing in the door. I busted.
So you probably don't even need that. You can just probably kick down that door, use it as a shield.
through a large enough hole to reach out and unlock the bolt. I rushed out of the room and scanned the hallway and heard nothing. This place has 3 floors, and I got even more horrified because they could literally be anywhere. I still
then
needed
just stop
some type
kicking
of
down
weapon,
doors.
so I headed into a storage closet and saw a shelf that had several cooking tools. I uncovered a black sheet. Oh my God! I gasped in shock and backed away when I saw a human skull with maggots crawling out of the eye sockets and nasal cavity. Terror and disgust gripped me as I looked
I am
away.
so
I
sorry
grabbed
for
a metal
picking
pan
this
and
one of
rushed
all
out. I
the
went down
things
the
I could've
hallway
picked.
and had to gather my thoughts. No reception meant that I couldn't call the police, and I couldn't even leave to get help from the snowstorm. I felt an intense determination in my gut. I will go through every door to try and find my baby sis. I don't care if it leads directly to hell. I kicked in every door on the top floor and saw nothing but stale beds and cobwebs.
How do
Every
you know
room
that
was
stale
infested with
bed
different
looks
kinds of roaches or bugs that kept crawling up my pant leg or onto my arm. I was trying so hard not to throw up from the awful stench that was consuming me. I cleared every room on this floor, then got into the elevator and figured I'd head down to the first floor and see if I could find anything. The elevator light
Bro's
flickered
standing
and made
there
a
with
creepy
aura.
grumbling sound. As I made my way down, I raised the metal pan, ready for anything. My adrenaline was at an all-time high because I had no idea what would be waiting for me once the elevator door opened. I reached the first floor, and that stupid ding went off, telling everyone that I had arrived. The doors opened, and I saw no one. I stepped out with my pan raised and slowly and carefully looked around the foyer. Nobody was around. I went behind the desk and saw the office, but no lights were on. The door was open, but there was complete darkness coming from the room. I lost my breath because I couldn't see if anyone or anything was in the room. I made my way towards the edge of the door frame and tried to get a better look inside. I turned my cell phone light on and shined it inside. My hand trembled and I saw moving shadows, but nobody. I entered slowly and saw a locked door. I gripped onto the door handle, took a deep breath, raised my metal pan, and prepared myself for whatever might be behind it. I opened it, and as soon as the door was halfway open, a fist slammed into my face. My nose
So you
busted,
have a
and I felt
pan.
blood trickling down my mouth. I took a step back to see Peter wearing brass knuckles. He was standing at the top of a
Why do you not have,
staircase
like,
and yelled back
why do you
down
not have
into
a
a
spike?
basement. I told you to neutralize him and you failed. Now I'll have to do it. He didn't see the metal pan in my hands, so when he turned back to face me,
Most powerful and dangerous zodiac sign.
going
If you're
to
born under this
bubble
zodiac sign, you cannot be defeated. The horoscope launcher app tells you everything about your sign. It predicts what's
the metal pan in my hands, so when he turned back to face me, I cracked him across the face so hard that he tumbled backwards and collapsed down the stairs, completely unconscious. I followed him down and saw him splayed out at the bottom in a contorted, crooked heap. I slowly stepped down into a dark, candlelit room. I held the pan, again, ready for whatever might confront me. My heart pounded, my palms were sweating. I made it to the bottom of the stairs and saw Peter laying on the ground and shivering. He choked up blood and clutched onto his stomach. I looked at where he was bleeding from and saw a wooden spike sticking out of his chest. He landed on some kind of a trap. You'll never get your sister back. She will become one of us, and there is nothing you can do about it. What do you mean, one of you? Who are you people? Sanguis pro sanguine, anima pro anima. What does that mean? Blood for blood, soul for
Bro,
soul.
it's about
He
to
took one
fucking
last
trans
breath and
the
faded
nuclear
away.
bomb.
Then I heard the loudest, blood-curdling scream I have ever heard. It did not sound human. I stepped into the basement room, my heart thumping. There were candles lit in the 4 corners of the room. One of them lit up a wall that was covered in pictures of people of all different ages. Men, women, young, middle-aged, and old. Then my heart literally stopped when I saw a picture taken of Carly. It was at the bottom corner of the wall. She looked so terrified, and that infuriated me.
Yeah,
My mind
didn't
raced
she
with
got
horrendous thoughts of what her
kidnapped
picture
again?
being
If I
here
got
meant. Was she
kidnapped,
about to
honey?
be sacrificed?
First of all,
Was she
it'd be
about to
pretty
be
hard to look me
indoctrinated
up.
into
But
some type
second
of
of-
cult? My guts churned when I saw strange red
What do you
symbols above the
think
pictures.
this is
My
about?
throat tightened.
Just a
My
book
eyes
club?
watered from the candle smoke. Then I heard whispering voices coming from somewhere. I checked the entire room and didn't see any doors or closets or windows. The voices came down from somewhere in here. I felt along the wall for a hollow spot and came upon a soft dent in the wall. I heard a faint sound of hissing, which confused me. I punched into the wall and easily broke it open. The strange, high-pitched hissing sounds grew louder. My terror amplified because I had no idea what was going to come next. I shoved some drywall out of the way to make the opening larger, knelt down down so I could get a better look at what was behind the wall and saw complete darkness through the hole. Then I grabbed one of the candles and slowly moved it towards the hissing.
What
I
kind
saw
of
strange
Indiana
shapes and
Jones
shadows moving together and intertwining. I got down lower, held the candle closer to the hissing, and lunged
let's
back
boss
when
fight
I
a
saw
snake real
hundreds
quick,
of
guys.
snakes spitting and striking.
Look at his face. I don't even know what that would look like.
At me. I dropped the pan and the candle and felt a chill up my spine. Snakes started slithering and crawling right through the hole I had bashed in. They quickly slid out and surrounded me. I quickly got up and heard voices whispering from upstairs. I grabbed the metal pan, rushed to the stairs, then saw a king cobra right in front of my face. I froze in terror and stayed as still as I possibly could. It bared its fangs, cocked back to bite. My breath caught because if I moved at all, it would bite me. The speed was terrifying, and the candles only illuminated its face partially. I locked in on its eyes, and the hair stood up on the back of my neck. I swung the metal pan as hard as I possibly could and whacked it across the face. It did absolutely nothing to it. It lunged at me, and I slipped to the side, making it miss me by less than an inch. Its strength was freaky. I smacked it again, rushed past it, and headed up the stairs. It tried to bite my ankle as I passed by and missed by a centimeter. I rushed up the stairs and noticed a surveillance camera in the corner of the basement room. Someone's been watching everything, and that scream sounded like it came from a woman. I headed up and didn't see anyone. I ran into the main foyer and saw another hallway that led to an entirely new wing of the hotel. I gripped onto my metal pan and saw images of Carly in my mind. I made a promise to myself after our parents died that I would protect her at any cost, and so far I was failing. Every minute that went by meant she was still in danger, which horrified me. I passed by a conference room, then a gym, then an old cafeteria. It looked as if no one had stepped into any of these rooms in a very long time. I was running out of rooms and options. I reached the end of the long hallway and hadn't seen anyone. I looked behind me and noticed a few snakes slithered away and went underneath a few closed doors. That gave me chills in the worst way.
I want to go in
hate
there.
snakes. I heard a loud clank at the back of the cafeteria in the kitchen. I raised my metal pan and snuck up through the cafeteria towards the entrance of the kitchen. I looked around the edge of the wall and heard a weird breathing sound. The lights were dim and someone was standing in the silhouette of the doorframe. I called out, "Show yourself. Come on, show yourself, you twat." Then I saw the younger-looking brother step out of the shadows and smile at me. He held the same flamethrower he had earlier in his hands. He yelled out, "Knock Saturna nos Devorabit," and then blasted a huge torch of flames towards me. I leaped out of the doorway and felt the heat cover my back. I slid on the floor, then felt my back and realized that the flame burned off the back of my shirt and some of the hair on the back of my head. He yelled out a guttural scream and charged towards me. My adrenaline kicked in again, and I realized that I wouldn't be able to outrun the fire. I would have to find a way to get close to him and somehow disarm the flamethrower. I grabbed a chair and hurled at him. He torched it. The wooden chair burnt to a cinder. I grabbed a small cafe table and chucked it as hard as I could at him as he kept advancing. He torched the table too. My heart was pounding and I could barely breathe from sheer terror overcoming me, and not to mention the lingering smoke. I panicked, searched for something to defend myself with as he chased me around the cafeteria and got closer and closer to me. I sprinted into the cold storage closet and shut the door behind me. I'd rather be cold than feel any more heat right now. I searched for some kind of a weapon and didn't find anything, so I climbed up a shelf and waited for him to enter. I heard the fire torch burning and exploding from outside.
Oh, why couldn't get in? The ice was moving faster.
The shelf and waited for him to enter. I heard the fire torch burning and exploding from outside the closet door. I gritted my teeth and thought about doing whatever I had to do to save my poor little sis. I couldn't imagine the hell she must be going through right now. I thought of my parents again and hoped that they weren't watching down from heaven at this moment. They would feel even more horrified than I feel right about now. The door burst open and he blasted a fireball into the room. I quickly covered my face and ducked away from the flame. Then there was nothing but an eerie silence. I waited waited, standing
You
on the top
just said he
shelf,
busted
ready to
down
jump
the door.
down
Why is
and
it still
pounce.
closed?
I knew I only had one chance at surprising him. The door reopened and he stepped in, aiming the flamethrower. I lost my breath, leaped down and slammed my elbow down onto the crown of his head. He dropped the torch and fell to the ground in a heap. I was on top of him and hammered my knee into the ground as I fell on top of him. I felt a shooting pain flash across my leg, but I didn't have time to feel it. I grabbed the flamethrower with one hand and grabbed the back of his rat-looking head with my other. I had him pinned, and he knew it. Wait, wait, wait. I'll take you to your sister. Just don't kill me. Where is she? I'll take you to her. No, tell me where she is, and I'll consider not ending you. Okay, okay. I'll tell you exactly where she is. I'm waiting. He signaled that I come closer to his face. I did. He signaled again that I come even closer. I gritted my teeth, gripped hard onto the trigger of the flamethrower, terror consuming me. Talk, you sick bastard, talk! He pulled me in and yelled in my face. That little bitch has been sent to hell. Ha 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 ha. I saw red and felt my guts burn. I shoved the flamethrower into his mouth and ended him. How about a little barbecue, asshole? I stood up, took several deep breaths, hoping and praying that it wasn't true what he said about Carly. I gathered myself, feeling my adrenaline dump. I felt extremely fatigued, and also hoped that there weren't any more of these insane brothers. I noticed the flamethrower wasn't working anymore, and I dropped it. I stepped out of the ice storage closet and saw an old woman with red stringy hair and a tattoo of a weird red symbol under her eye. She saw the other dead brother on the ground and dropped to her knees. She looked up at the sky and started speaking in tongues. Where's my sister? Where is my sister, you crazy bitch? She ignored me, then raised her hand high in the air. That was a signal, because two more younger men in their mid-20s stepped out of the shadows of the room. They were dressed in black and red leather and wore evil-looking masks. They both held pitchforks and rushed towards me. I thought I was a goner for sure. I thought I had failed and would be joining my parents. Then, as they got close to me, to my surprise, they stopped. Then two more men, wearing the same strange outfits, came up behind me, grabbed my arms and tied them behind my back. One of them took out a cell phone and snapped a picture of me. They put a black potato sack over my head, and everything went dark. They walked me somewhere and shoved me into a room. I landed on something hard and passed out. I woke up chained to a pipe in a four-walled dungeon. Then my heart broke a little when I heard Carly. Is that you, Carly? Thank God you're alive. I wept a little with relief that we still had a chance at survival, even if it was small. Where are you? I've been held in this room. I'm next to you. Have you been here the whole time? Yes. I was terrified to ask. Did they hurt you? Not bad. But the woman keeps coming into my room and making me try on different outfits. It's kind of like they're preparing me for something. That gave me chills. What do you think they're preparing you for? I don't know, but I'm really scared. That broke my heart. I'm so sorry this happened, but I want you to remember what Dad used to say to us before we'd go to the doctor. He'd say, always remember, the universe protects you like a big blanket of love. Do you remember that? I heard her get choked up. I do. And man, I really wish he and Mom were with us right now. Me too, kiddo. Me too. But I'm gonna make you a promise. I will get you out of this madness. You have my word. My door unlocked, and the woman entered. She glared at me as if I was the evil one here. I scanned every inch of the room, searching for an escape. You know, I was going to keep your sister as one of my own. She's adorable, smart, gentle, and is all that's good about the human race. But since you took two of my sons, she got choked up and shook her head. My prized possessions, my boys. The only comfort that I get from this is knowing that they're in the next world with their father. And now I get to take from you the thing you value the most, your angelic little sister. And when that's done, you will be forced into being my slave. Her two other sons grabbed me and tied my hands behind my back with a rope. My wrists burned in pain. They walked me into the ballroom that had more strange symbols on the wall above a wide stage. They held Carly and had her wearing a freaky, multicolored dress with a headpiece. She was shivering and my legs were shaking. The red-haired woman stood behind Carly and held her by the shoulders. My eyes darted around, searching for a way out or some way to escape. I felt the rope around my wrists get a little looser. The red-haired woman stood up on the stage and raised up her arms. Father of darkness, hear my voice. This blood is offered to you. I scratched and clawed at the ropes. The price of a soul, the gift of death. I yanked the ropes down as far as I could and felt my thumb start to dislocate as she kept speaking loudly. The light is extinguished. The gate is open. Come, my master, and receive what has been owed to you since eternity. A sharp pain jolted through my thumb and up my wrist as I dislocated it and broke free. I grabbed a candle and shoved it into the face of the closest brother. He screamed out in agony as it burned him. I rushed up onto the stage and saw the red-haired woman holding a hatchet with carved-out satanic symbols on it. She went to raise the hatchet towards me, screamed out, "Ah!" Before she could swing, a king cobra slithered up onto the stage and bit her in the face. Her 4 boys reacted in shock and horror. They all went towards her as she fell to the ground in agonizing pain, clutching her eye. I grabbed Carly's hand and we took off running as fast as we could. I rushed by the front desk, saw Peter's car keys on the table, grabbed them, and ran out. I didn't care how cold it was. We quickly got into Peter's truck and drove up the mountain towards our original hotel. The snow had let up by this point. I held Carly's hand. Are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere?
So was that
no,
the hotel
I'm good.
now?
You kept your promise. I think Mom and Dad were watching out for us. Who knows? Maybe Dad got reincarnated as that King Cobra. For the first time in what seemed like forever, we shared a laugh. We made it up to the hotel, and I just held Carly in my arms, and we both cried. Partly out of relief, partly out of the intense darkness we had just witnessed. I was about to get out of the truck and felt something cold on the inside of my sleeve. I froze. What is that? What's what? I raised up my sleeve and saw a skinny snake slither out towards my face. It went to bite me, and I was horrified. It struck. Then with lightning speed, Carly grabbed it around the neck, smashed it into the dashboard, and snapped its spine. I stared at her, genuinely impressed and grateful. We walked into the hotel, and I told them to immediately call the police and send animal control to that awful place. Several hours later, 2 cops arrived and told us that they had entered the abandoned motel and found everyone was dead, either by a snake bite or a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Good. Let them burn in hell like they wanted to.
They killed themselves after the mother died. Yeah.
Thunder shook the gap.
This is being next to me. Hold up. Okay, thanks guys for watching my face reveal. I'm probably gonna make another video. Are you playing full? No. Not Forsaken. Never again. Oh yeah. I'm probably gonna make. Today I played Shinizu's Shenanigans as Ryu. Because he's my favorite character. Oh yeah, bye.